And now on the Ron Johnson Show, me, Sam Ekstrom, we're going to dive into the Daily Three. It's 3 questions that Sam came up with. I got 3 minutes each to answer these questions. Take it away, Sam.
All right. NHL Stanley Cup Final, Game 1 last night, went to overtime. It was a thriller. The overtime didn't last very long, so it didn't have a lot of time to have, like, heart palpitations, but Avalanche did win very early in overtime to take a 1-0 lead in the series. NHL overtime in the playoffs, I mean, it's known for being the most dramatic thing in sports. Do you agree, Ron? Do you think that is the best playoff overtime of any of the major sports?
So, and let me get this right. I know during the season it was different. It was like 3-on-3 for overtime. For playoffs, it's full strength, sudden death, correct?
Sudden death. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to say yes for the simple fact of that. One shot on goal, game over. I do like, and I don't understand soccer. I don't know what their overtime is, if it's the penalty kick thing or if it's the like 5 people get the kick. I don't know what that, because I know they go extra seconds, and then you can until play stops, they can keep playing or something like that, like until a dead ball happens, I think is what soccer is.
Soccer is like in the World Cup, they play like 30 minutes of overtime. And even if you score, you keep playing. So you could score in overtime, but then the other team could still tie you. So there's not a sudden death format. And then the penalty kicks would be after that, where you each get 5. Yeah. So
that's so you got basketball that gives you a full clock. You got football now that gives both teams a chance, because we know what happened to the Bills and the Chiefs. And then college football, both teams get a chance. So hockey, yes, I would say that is the most dramatic, because only one team there's no, if you score, then you get a chance to try to score. You get 1 shot on goal or something, or you got 10 minutes to do it, or 5 minutes. So yes, it is extremely, like, every shot matters. Every shot, everybody's sphincter is getting tight. Like, everybody's like, oh, unless it's your team, then you're like, oh. And so it was like in the Avalanche, again, the Lightning are trying to three-peat. The Avalanche were one of the better teams all season. Everybody talked about that. Like, the Wild would have had, like, the Wild would have had a tough time trying to beat the Avalanche. Like, we've seen what the Avalanche can do. Like, again, not a bunch of big names. You don't see McDavid's on this team, and the Sidney Crosbys and the names of names and the PK Subans. This team's just getting it done. It's a bunch of lines playing together. Enforcers doing their job. Skaters, goalie, keeping track and doing a great job. Guys laying it on the line when the puck. So, yes, is this the most dramatic? I would say, yeah, just for the simple fact of 1 shot and it's over.
I've been to 2 wild overtime playoff games in my life, and they were some of the most nerve-wracking experiences. And one of them was a win, and it was ecstasy. And people are jumping up and down, they're hugging strangers, and one of them was a loss. And you are just so demoralized in that moment. So it really is the most powerful, I think, sports experience to be in those hockey overtimes. It's super fun to be there, super intense to watch. I love it. I hope we get like 5 more of them in the series. Ron, you're in Arizona.
Yep.
So I'd like to ask you, in honor of your Arizona trip, who do you think wins more games this year, the Cardinals or the Vikings?
So this one for me was a tough one. So when I looked, and I have it here, so when I looked at the stats, you might have to edit this so I can get to this. I got to find the Cardinals. Got to get to their schedule. So let me see. We'll just edit that. Where the heck did I put it? I had it on my. Oh, here it is. Okay. So back to the question. So here's my take, Sam. Yes, I'm in Arizona. I got to run around, see Arizona State, check out their hoops court, all their stuff, great facilities. But when I thought about this question, and then I started looking at their season, you got the Chiefs. That's a loss. You got the Raiders. It's probably a loss now, because Derek Carr has Devontae Adams. They got the Rams. That's a loss. So you're going to start the season off 0-3. They can beat the Panthers. Eagles, I don't know. Like, the Eagles can beat the Vikings. The Eagles are a lot better now. They've added another weapon to their arsenal. Is Jalen Hurts the guy? I don't know. But let's just say the Cardinals lose that one. So now they're 1-4. Seahawks, they can beat. They're 2-4 now. The Saints, I don't know. Like, again, I don't know what the Saints are. But I'm going to give the Cardinals a win over that Saints team. I don't know why, just because, but I think Honey Badger can deviate a lot that Kyler Murray does, because that's what he does. And so at that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So out of 7 games, at that point, they are now what, 4-3? I gave them, or 3-4. Did I say they're going to lose 4? So if they beat the Saints, they're going to lose to the Vikings. So let's put that one there. They'll beat the Seahawks. Then they have the Rams. They're going to lose again. Lose the 49ers. They're going to lose to the Chargers. They're going to beat the Patriots. They'll beat the Broncos. Bucks, they're going to lose. Falcons, they'll win. 49ers, let's just say they beat the 49ers that time they split. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8 and 9. People are saying the Vikings are 9 and 8. So in this instance, I'm going to say no, their win record is not better than Vikings because of who they play. I mean, I just named the teams of teams. You got the Rams. You got the Chargers. Like, they got a tough division. You got the Raiders. The Raiders. I just say no. I don't think they can get a better record than the Vikings. But again, it's going to come down because now if I say they're 8-9 and the Vikings are 9-8, that's me saying the Vikings beat them. So the only way for them to prove that they could get a better record than the Vikings, they got to beat the Vikings. They beat the Vikings, they're 9-8, and the Vikings are 8-9, according to the people. So that's where I'm gonna go with that one.
It'll all hinge on that Vikings game. Well, the division games for Arizona, other than Seattle, I mean, they're going to have 4 really tough ones: San Francisco, and the Rams. Vikings, I think, have 2 tough ones, but I don't see the Bears as tough. I don't see the Lions as tough. So those 2 games, that 2 games difference is pretty significant. All right, last one, Ron. NBA Finals, Game 6. Do the Warriors win tonight, or do the Celtics force a winner-take-all Game 7?
I'm gonna go with my heart. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. That's my 5 heartbeats. Yes. I'm gonna say yes. Why? Because the Warriors are playing like 1 heartbeat, not 5, 1. When you watch them, they call it the blender. When they start passing the ball around that blender and it's just going around the court, you got Andrew Wiggins willing to take a shot. You got Draymond. Now, this is the question. If Draymond can find 65% of himself, just 65%, they will win for sure. If he is a shell of himself still, it's going to be close. But Andrew Wiggins has stepped up where Draymond could not. Now, if they didn't, I mean, not to be preposterous, but if they did not have Andrew Wiggins, they're not where they're at right now in this final because he has helped them. He has been that second guy. You know, he's been Robin to Steph's Batman when Clay is like Catwoman or something. And Draymond is like the Penguin. I don't know what he's doing. He's counterproductive at times. But they showed a play where it got blendered around, goes to Draymond under the basket. The guy that was guarding Draymond falls. Draymond never looked at the basket. He didn't even like glance up to be like, oh, am I wide open? Should I dunk this? He can dunk. He's 6'6", 6'7". He can dunk the ball. Like it doesn't have to be a jumper. He can lay it up off the backboard. He kicked it out. And then Clay missed the 3. And so people are like, oh, could that have been the play that lost him again? It could have been. Like, just get the 2. You're right there. But he's so in his head with some of the misses and the game he has not played. Like his mom even tweeted, like, I don't know who that is. His mom's like, I don't know who that is. When you guys find Draymond, tell him to call his mom's looking for him. Like, that was the funniest tweet ever. I loved it because people were tweeting to his mom, like, yo, what's going on with Day-Day? What's wrong with your son? Miss Green, what happened? She's like, I don't know. Like, that ain't my son. Like, when y'all find him, you tell me where he's at. And that's a Detroit mother for you. Like, that's why I loved it because I'm like, that's some Detroit mom stuff. That sounds like Jerome Bettis' mama. Like, she would say something like that. Spice Adams' mom. Like, that's a Detroit mom for you. Like, she was like, I have no idea who this kid is. Like, this is not the kid that played for the family, that played, AAU, Detroit basketball, went to Michigan State, was one of the better Michigan State players, has some great plays in his career with the Warriors. And now, maybe he's worried about TNT too much. Maybe he's worried about what I'm going to say on the stage with Chuck and Shaq.
He's got the podcast.
He's got the podcast. He's not focused on the game because he's missing simple stuff. Simple plays. Now, he's still being a bully. He's still being an ant. He's still being a mosquito. But he's not being Draymond. He's not being the guy that you're worried about when he gets the ball in the post or when he gets it on the block. He used to have that turnaround jumper. He used to have that little jumper that Steph could kick it out to him. He used to go to the hole When they would be wide open threes and 30 people were running Steph, they could bounce pass it through somebody. Dre catches it. Boom. He's taking it to the hole and he's going to lay it up and try to get contact. You're not seeing that. You're seeing that from Wiggins. And that's why I think the Warriors win, because Wiggins has helped them and they're going to be NBA champions tonight.
What is it you always say, Ron? The sphincters are going to be tight for Boston. They're going to be at home. All the pressure's on. What about Draymond hitting a game-clinching 3 in the closing minutes? How about that for some redemption? Mom will be proud of Draymond if they win the title tonight and he makes the big shot.
And if he does that, we're not going to hear the end of it on TNT. Like, he's going to talk his talk. The Miami Heat can now shut up because they were like, we want the Heat. We want the Heat. And, look what Draymond did. They couldn't even get the Heat. They got the Celtics. And this is why. No, sorry. He said we're going to play the Celtics. And the Heat got mad at that. Well, look, they played the Celtics. Heat, you can be mad. And now the Warriors are about to finish. I mean, I think so. I mean, it's tough at home. Like, again, you got young guys who've never been in a situation. We know Jason Tatum is going to do some Kobe Bryant type thing and come out with his Kobe Bryant's jockstrap or something, or who knows what he's going to do to try to get attention tonight. But he's going to do something. But if it doesn't go right, we're never going to hear about it. We only hear about the Kobe stuff when he wins. Like, when he wins, people post that oh, look, he wore Kobe's warm-up outfit. Oh, he wore the wristband for Kobe. Oh, he texted Kobe before the game. When they lose, hey, Kobe didn't answer. So, in my opinion, we already know. And Kobe's probably up in heaven like, man, why are y'all putting me in this? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with this kid. Like, yeah. He was a young guy that loved me. But, hey, stop it. Like, nobody's better than Kobe.